Hi, it's Allison Crawford from the Public Affairs Office at the Lifecycle Management Center. In this leadership log, we're speaking with Yolanda McCain. She's the Director for Small Business Programs with the Business and Enterprise Systems Directorate.
I, in the Small Business Office, provide for those industry partners who are seeking to do business with the government to give them information regarding acquisition opportunities within BES that they might participate in.
We look at how her work at Gunner Annex supports our mission to acquire and support war-winning capabilities. So, Ms. McCain, can you tell us how long you've been with the BES Directorate?
Sure. I've been here at BES since 2010. My family PCSed from Hanscom Air Force Base to Maxwell in the summer of 2010. And so I began working here at Gunter soon after that.
Can you explain how your office helps achieve the small business mission?
Sure. So here at BES, our mission is to operate, integrate, and innovate and deliver on IT solutions that benefit the warfighters. And so from a small business perspective, that what that looks like is I, in the Small Business Office, provide for those industry partners who are seeking to do business with the government to give them information regarding acquisition opportunities that are available or we anticipate becoming available within BES that they might participate in either on a prime or subcontracting level.
Mm-hmm.
I also provide education and training assistance as needed to those companies in terms of helping them to understand and interpret small business regulations, updates to those rules and regulations, and just generally try to assist them with any questions that they may have. We can look at it, or I look at it to say BES impacts our work, particularly impacts about 3.3 million users worldwide. For that warfighter, it can look very differently because IT is such an integral part of almost everything we do. For instance, for the maintenance airman on the flight line, the work that BES does can ensure that the system that maintenance airman is looking at is operable and that it has, reliable information regarding the maintenance needs of that particular aircraft.
And how is it being a small business director?
I will say this role has been very much I think to this point in my career, the most fulfilling role that I've had working with the government, simply because it provides for me a opportunity to see how the work that I do and the work that we government do can help outside of the government in terms of providing companies opportunities to participate in our acquisition process, which by extension, for the most part, helps to grow those companies over time. And then as well, that is directly helping to grow and improve our economy. So as a small business director, as I interact with companies and learn more about who they are in terms of their capabilities, in terms of the experiences and things that they have, and how those relate to what they can bring to our government requirements in the acquisition process, and how they can help to solve some of the challenges that we as a government face in terms of solutions that we need for war fighters and as we prepare, in different acquisition opportunities. As I hear that from these companies and watch them grow and really deliver and and just become larger companies over time, or just seeing some of the work they do. It is very fulfilling for myself. And I will just say there's nothing like seeing a company, the excitement as they get their first opportunity, particularly as a prime, to work with the government. That excitement, that potential future for that company and for those small business owners is way more. And we can imagine some days.
Can you explain to folks watching what a prime contractor is? Because not everyone is in the contracting space or small business space.
Sure. So a prime contractor, as we think about government acquisitions, is that company who has the actual contractual relationship with the government. So they are responsible contractually for the work that is defined and outlined in that particular contract, and the quality of performance and the delivery of whatever that contract defines as deliverables. So that company as a prime is directly obligated and contractually obligated to the government.
And as a small business office at Gunter, how do you interact with the other small business offices across the center? Because each of our major locations in CONUS has a small business office.
So here at Gunter and BES, and it's really the same, I would say, for most of our offices that are under the LCMC Center. Each PEO has different missions. And so for here at BES, our mission is operate, integrate, and innovate as it relates to IT solutions. And so in that aspect, I here as the small business director at BES, as I reach out or as I interact and connect with our small business partners, if there's information that I receive that seems transferable or applicable to more than just BES, I certainly share that information up through and across the LCMC Small Business Center or Small Business Office. And then the same for the small business director who may be at Hanscom, who may be down at Eglin, as they connect with and get requests or make introductions with industry partners who are looking to either do business with the government in the IT space. They will refer those companies to myself. In addition to that, we of course have the same overall mission as small business directors to help with outreach events for our small business partners. So when each location has an outreach event, we share that information so that if there are companies in Massachusetts, if there are companies in around the Dayton area that have capabilities and have interest in doing business with BES, I make that information available to our Wright-Patterson office and the other center offices so that it can be shared with those particular industry partners.
So you have a lot to keep track of all the time.
We do.
How large is your staff?
So I'm an office here at Gunter of one, and I support BES acquisition teams that are here at Gunter. I do, however, have get assistance from Miss Alicia Drains at Wright-Patterson. She does provide small business advice and support to those BES offices or functionals that are at the Wright-Patterson location, so that we are ensuring that they get timely support and service as needed.
You always have events throughout the year. All of our BES offices have events as outreach, but you always have vendor industry days, usually in the spring, and it's always a big deal and successful. Can you talk about that a little bit? I think this year it's in May.
You will hear from some of the stakeholders and requirement owners and those acquisition teams regarding some specific acquisitions. And then there's always a component where we strive to provide updates or educational information regarding some of those exciting things going on from a technical perspective within BES.
And when the agenda is set, you always open up registration on your official BES website, correct?
Correct. That information in terms of the registration, we send out a communication to our industry folks to let them know that Vendor Industry Day registration is open. BES Strategic Communications team will also send out a notification to government and industry personnel to inform them that registration has been open, and that normally contains a link as well that they can quickly access and register for the event.
So March is Women's History Month, and we are still in March when we're doing this interview. And so I thought, we're talking to a powerful female leader, so we ought to get your advice. What advice do you have for the women of the center growing their careers, especially those that would like to be program directors someday?
Given it's Women's History Month, my advice to women looking to grow in their careers, regardless of which direction they're looking to grow, would be just maintaining the communication and networking with other women or other individuals who are in those roles that you aspire to achieve. I would also say to those women or to women in general, continue to be prepared in terms of how you prepare for work every day. What are you doing today that will help you in the future to succeed and grow to the place where you want to be? Each day, hopefully there is something small or large that we're all doing that puts us in a better position tomorrow to be able to achieve those goals that we're looking for. And then as well, I will say, be open to asking questions, to learn more from a wide group of people with various experiences or with varied experiences from your own. And as well, be open to receiving feedback from people within your smaller group that you work with, but as well branching out and making introductions and connections and receiving feedback from people from those outside of that circle as well.
I think the feedback point is so good, and it's not always all positive feedback, but that's where the learning comes from, and to just go ahead and embrace it. And I like your advice about going outside of maybe your own little team. That's a little bit scary to think about, but there's probably a lot of broadening opportunities to do that too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Ms. McCain, thank you so much for joining us and giving us a little of your time. It was exciting to learn a little bit more about what the BES Directorate does, and especially the Small Business Office.
And thank you all very much for inviting me to be a part of this podcast and to share that story.